Welcome to another episode of the X-FAKTOR podcast show. It's your boy X-FAKTOR. We got the People Speaks edition. Got a couple of quick topics for you. Team USA basketball, the men's team. We won the gold medal. It was looking a little shaky at first, but come on, was you really worried? You know basketball, our sport. You know what time it is. So back to school for all the little kids, all the moms, getting the lunch together, getting the breakfast together. Spend time with your kids, man. Get into them. Trust me, they'll do better in school and everything once you talk to them every day about their day, what's going on, really get into their life. Trust me, it'll help them get into their wardrobe, talk about ironing them clothes, all that appearance that helps their self-esteem throughout the day. Hope everybody has a great year. Hope everybody get on an honor roll or level up to whatever level that you're supposed to. Now, once again, it's the X Factor podcast show, People Speaks edition. I got my man Timothy Rice on the line. What's up, Timothy?
Hey, Xavier, how you doing? Hello, Quinn. Hello, tribe. I'm doing great. Life is good. I'm blessed. Have a job. I'm living. Really couldn't be better. I'm good.
That's right,
Thanks for
man.
having me.
Oh man, no problem, man. Thanks for being on again. We're gonna get into a couple of quick topics, but the people need to hear our opinion. A lot of times they have the same opinion, and at the same time, even if they don't, we need to be have a meeting of the minds, have a meeting. Let's educate each other on some different topics. Speaking of which, we're gonna fall right into the baby comments. So if you've been living on the rock, don't know what's going on, the baby was at Rolling Loud. He was at a part of the show where he's trying to hype up the crowd. We all heard it before. They'll say, if you if you if you peep your pussy clean, make some noise. You know what I'm saying? Or if you got some money in your pocket, make some noise. You know what I'm saying? Just whatever, trying to hype up the crowd. Some call and response type situation. We all know about it. But he just started rambling. And when you get a microphone in your hand and start rambling, he started saying all kind of stuff. He started doing a little gay bashing, talking about what you was doing in the parking lot or not, make some noise. Talking about if you don't have AIDS, make some noise. Just went a little bit above and beyond. But I'm going to hear my man Timothy's opinion and everybody else. So Tim, the baby comments. I'm sure you heard of it. What you think about it? For full disclosure for all our viewers and listeners out there, Tim is a openly gay man, you know what I'm saying, from the South. So it's good to get perspectives from everyone. So Tim, tell me what you think about the baby comments.
I thought the baby's comments were very unfortunate. They were very ignorant. I didn't get really angry or upset with the baby because I can't allow myself to spend that much energy entertaining people who are ignorant and who are ill-informed. I just really, really almost I felt sorry for him that he would think that people who get AIDS today die in 2 to 3 weeks. That's one thing right there. You can live with HIV an entire lifetime. You don't just have to be rich or be Magic Johnson to do that. Anybody can live a full life with HIV and have a healthy sexual life with a non-HIV partner without getting them infected. I mean, medicine has come so far. So overall, it was just really just ignorant. I couldn't see how someone could be so stupid to think that that would be okay in this day and age. Now, on the flip side, he's had literally anywhere close to 10 festivals drop him. And the baby is still a relatively new rapper. He's ascended very quickly in a very short period of time. And he's worked hard to get to where he is. And at the same time, I have a little bit of mercy on him because it seems like the world is still very quick to crucify a black man. What he said was wrong, but do I feel like he deserves to have his entire career taken away from him? I actually do not. Now, he needs to go educate himself. He needs to go find people in those communities that he so horribly talked about and pretty much drug through the mud and just educate, enlighten, read, and just really make a full effort to be a different and better person. And when he does that, then hopefully the world can be forgiving and he can show through his actions that he's done that, the world can see it, and then maybe he can have a second chance, because I do believe people can change, and I just hate to see another successful black man get torn down because white has done, white has said and done things. Look at our last president, everything that he said, and he was allowed to be the most powerful man in the free world for 4 years. So do I think, when you look at that and compare it to what the baby said, which was bad, I just don't feel like he deserves to lose his career, but he was very ignorant and ill-informed, so he still has a lot of learning and growing up in education to go through. And I have one more thing to say, to that usually the people who gay bash, they had a little bit of something within themselves. That's usually a form of self-hate. They feel a certain way about themselves, and they want to project it on the group. They want to project it on the group to that part of themselves that they hate. So it kind of makes me question the baby a little bit. Is he taking it from the bag on his free time, or whatever the case may be? Because most straight men I know don't care. They really, truly don't care what another two men are doing in their bedroom. So that's all I have to say. Maybe the jury's out on him. He's just gay and he don't like it, so he just wants to attack other gay people.
Okay, well, first of all, you gave me a lot to unpack there. So let me give my opinion on it. First and foremost, I think the baby just doing a little too much talking, too much rambling without thinking, and got a lot of the old male chauvinistic mentality still, which involves education and growth. You know what I'm saying? Just try to think different and be different in this world. That's first and foremost. But as far as taking them off all the festivals, all that, I feel like there's room for education, and I feel like we have to look at precedent as well. Someone like, let's say, Eminem that said anything and everything about everybody, to the point where he had that issue with Elton John. Had an issue. They said a little something about it, but they wasn't pulling his music. They wasn't canceling for festivals. And next thing you know, he talked to Elton John. They hugged, they made up. And then next thing you know, a few years later, he went back to the bashing like it was never nothing. And ain't nobody talked about it again. Nobody pulled him from festivals. So, first of all, he has the complexion for protection. You know what I'm saying? On when it comes to certain things, because we want to talk about equality, we want to have to look at equality. And even when people say fucked up things, let's give it equal punishment or whatever, equal look at it. So I would say the baby deserves some education. He does not deserve the festival to be canceled all the way through. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he should have came with the apology a little bit sooner, because really, not to say I'm sorry, but to really say I apologize and I need to learn more. I wasn't aware of certain things, and please educate me more. So make it a real sincere apology. That's my opinion, on that. But like I said, look at that Eminem situation. We got to understand, you pouncing on people and understand what's going on in cancel culture. People got to be willing to give the same amount of grace that they want from God or anyone else. They got to be willing to give that to someone else. So, okay, if you make a mistake toward me or against me, but if you really show true attrition or understanding or sorrow for what you did and want to educate yourself on why it made me feel that way, we can then maybe go to a different plane and then be cool again. But when you don't have any atonement, when you continue now, if he doubled down and continue to talk about it or whatever did, you have to ramp up how you looking at it. But I just feel like everybody deserves some grace. Everybody need to pump their brakes with the cancel culture. But at the same time, you got to understand the power of your voice. You know what I'm saying? Even me with this podcast, we on the come up right now. We ain't all the way where we want to be at, but even with my voice, I had to be mindful of what I say. Not because I'm censored, by anyone or anything like that. It's because my intention is not to hurt anyone, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're a listener, whether you're a hater, whether whatever. My intention ain't to hurt you, you know what I'm saying, necessarily. So, if I have done that, I have to reassess that. So that's why you got to be mindful of what you're saying. You just go back to think before you speak. and be mindful of where you at. You know what I mean? Be honest, because people can say a lot of things in their private life that cannot be politically correct. People say it all the time. But you cannot be on the stage talking crazy, just saying stuff and think it ain't going to be no consequences. But then when the consequences come, let's put them in perspective. Let's look at some precedent. Let's look at what he said, where he's really going with it. He's trying to go call a response, hype up the crowd. He wasn't meaning it in a malicious way. He just was being boneheaded. You know what I'm saying? Because when people say, make some noise if you took a shower tonight, the people that didn't feel funky, ain't nobody sitting there like, oh man, he really made you feel bad. Nah, it's really just trying to give a call and response type situation. But when you do it in the crowd, was multicultural, multi walks of life, you got to be mindful of that and understand that it could be somebody that represents anything that you're saying out there. So that's why I feel like he should really be mindful of that going forward. But he definitely should be canceled. Talented brother, got a lot to offer the world, got a lot to offer the game, and I hope him bounce back from this.
Absolutely. I hope he can bounce back. I really do hope he can bounce back because people have said the exact same and a lot worse than they have, and I just hate to see a talented black man just, be put to the shelf and, let the half dust gathered on them. So I agree.
All right. That's going to lead us.
Baby. Education.
Education. Seriously. Now that's going to lead us into our next topic. That is gay bashing from black women. Now let me describe this, Gay bashing is taboo all the way across the board. At the X-FAKTOR podcast show, we're going to keep it all the way real. Excuse me. Listen here. Different parts of my life, I know I wasn't politically correct. It was a thing called pause. It was a thing called no homo. We know we said these things. We know. But once we know better, we do better. And we grow. And so a lot of times, whether it's white male or black male, it's very taboo these days for gay bashing to be going on if somebody not corrects you in the male-dominated way. But where it slips through the crack is gay bashing from black women. Now, I've known for all my years, I have aunts and people in my life that hairdressers and everything else that always had gay friends. We know the choir directors. We know people sometime in our lives. And sometimes the black women call them girlfriend, they homies, they shopping buddies, they everything else. But I'm getting educated from my friend Tim saying that it's some gay bashing going on through black women. They've kind of been slipping through the cracks like they got a pass for something. It's just something I don't know that much about, so I'm going to get my man Tim Rice to educate me on. Tim, break this down for me, man.
I'm going to break it down, and what I want to say is it's very important that I preface this before I even go any further. It's not all black women. There's some black women who are completely, there's many black women, innumerable